we've just started recording. So first of all, I just want to say I kind of need to look above my laptop.
That's fine.
Which will mean I'm not looking at you, and that's really throwing me. But
yeah, same.
Okay, there you are. That makes more sense. So firstly, I am so happy for you to be able to do this, because
me too.
I really know how hard it is for you. So you just asked where Theo is. Should we call him Theo or Mizan? Because my little boy, obviously you may, I don't know if you know, just from one of my other YouTube videos, I've told everyone how his Bangla name is Mizan, but obviously Mizan, but then it's Theo, obviously, for my British people and, you know, just us obviously in general.
Oh, I usually see your post on Instagram, so I know him by the name Theo. So I see his face, I'm like, oh, that's Theo.
Yes. So no, just because I feel really weird, because obviously it's his name's Theo and I would call him Theo, but when he grows up, he's going to understand Mizan, just like I understand Shamsul and also Mahbub. So my name Bangladesh is Mahbub, but it's all good. But he is asleep. So
it's pretty early on in there where you are, isn't it?
You are at 12 o'clock, 12:15 right now. Whereas it's 7:15, and I am honestly, this is so cool because firstly, you and I have spoke so many times via Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, like message.
And you know where I discovered you though, right? I found you once, like, I was going through this hashtag on Instagram long time ago. Hashtag men's physique, fitness, something like that. I can't remember right now on the top of my head, but I searched and I follow these hashtags on Instagram: men's fitness, men's physique, Bengali fitness, Bengali champions. That's where I found you.
Oh my God. And then obviously,
and I was like, this guy he's Bangladeshi. And I discovered you on Instagram.
I knew you guys through Bengal. What was your Bengal muscle?
BD muscle and fitness.
And that I obviously connected with you. And this is the crazy thing. We're talking 6 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talking to you, and like for us to have had this relationship just via messaging and stuff for 6 years, it's really weird for me, because obviously I feel like I know you so much, and I've never physically ever met you. And I find that
the feeling is very, very mutual. I know what you're
weird. So obviously things that we will talk about in the future, and we've actually got to cut this short. We've got to try and make this 15, 20 minutes, because we could easily talk for 2 hours. I feel we could. We don't need to do that in this one. We'll then hit up another one.
Sounds good.
Minutes. But for example, I genuinely have a massive goal where I do want to visit Dhaka and come and meet people who have for years messaged and replied and commented on my pictures and things, and interacted with me. So I really am excited about that, and obviously that will lead to me physically actually meeting you, and I genuinely cannot wait for that. So one thing, and the main reason I wanted us to do this video, which I'm really cool and really excited about, is what I think is really cool. Is he okay? Because
he's fine. These ads just keep popping up on his YouTube.
Yes, he's no, because I was gonna say
he doesn't know how to skip the ads yet.
Oh my God, this is exactly the same with me. He always wants a phone, even though he doesn't like. He can have it on TV, but he always wants a phone, and and that's it. Then you always have to skip the ads. But one thing I love about this is the fact that we obviously can still do this, even though you're in Bangladesh and I'm in the UK, and I just wanted to start these videos that I'm planning on doing I don't want to use the word expose, but I want to expose more and more Bengali people who I think are in the industry, who really help the industry and have nothing but like positive vibes. And it inspires me. And you and I are so similar. And I only know this because of our messages of how when we first started, we didn't have people to look up to and to sort of inspire us so much. And now when you see you and you've got loads of followers and what you're doing, and people must just think you're constantly motivated, but you cannot be, and you're not. I know we're not. So I want to help people who think that you have to be, you know, sort of on our level to be motivated. And I just don't, you know, and so I want to start from that. So one of the first things I want to ask you is, what got you into fitness? What got your burning desire? What started this if you had no one to look up to?
So I was always athletic in school, you know, growing up. Did running, played sports like football, basketball. But, you know, as you age and you get out of school, the opportunity to explore physical activities kind of narrows down, especially here in Bangladesh, because there's not a lot you can do like for extracurricular activities other than school. So my ex, Subi, he used to go to a gym and he used to be into bodybuilding. And he's just like, you know what? I know you miss it. You miss like the adrenaline of sports. Why don't you try coming to the gym with me? And I just said one fine day, you know what? Let's give this a shot. Why not?
And can I just ask, was there like no women in a gym at that point?
The gym that I started going to the gym end of 2012, I think. Back then, the gym was like right next to my house, the gym that I used to go to. And usually, like, you know, right now, there are a lot of gyms in Dhaka that have like beautiful structures, beautiful equipment, ample space. But back then, that wasn't the case. There were like one or two gyms out there that had these facilities. But the gym that I used to go to was just like in a small apartment. And all it had was like weights in one section, a couple of treadmills. So mostly male dominated. Guys would just go there to like, you know, lift weights and just like, you know, build muscle. And I just went into the middle of all that.
I think not many women would have been able to do that. I don't think.
And the woman that went to that gym though, back in the day, they would just do cardio and a little bit of stretching and then be on their ways, you know, merrily going back home. And I started out, I'm 5'6", and I weighed around 45 kilos. So I was a little underweight given my height, and didn't really know much nutrition-wise, you know, the Bangladeshi diet, like, you know, one of your videos said, lots of rice, barely any protein, and didn't really understand the importance of protein from a young age, even though I was into sports. So slowly when I started going to the gym, and I started like researching on how to improve my strength or to incorporate strength training into my routine to improve my overall physique. That's when I learned about nutrition. And it was intimidating, I'll be honest. Like, you know, when you go to a gym full of men grunting, sweating, just working out. I'm grateful that I had my partner back then with me. So he always pushed me. He always made sure that I was comfortable. He always made sure that, you know, I didn't feel intimidated, so he would always be around. So we used to train together. So that helped a lot, having just a partner who would push you, you know, to do the things that you're supposed to do and not feel intimidated by a society that you live in.
Okay,
that's how it started.
Now there are more women going to gyms in Bangladesh.
Oh, absolutely, Shams. You know, I was in Sydney for the last 5 years and I moved back 2020. And the whole scene here has completely changed. And there are so many good gyms now in Dhaka City. They are like, people know their stuff now. Back then, it was just like, you know, you would go to a gym and the trainer would just like, you know, there would be spotters and just one trainer who would just tell you what to do. That whole thing has changed and there's so many women in the gym. It's so nice to see.
Okay, so that's great. So firstly, I would definitely say by all the fitness things that you were doing on Facebook, all of the content that you were dishing out, I genuinely believe would have helped those Bengali women pluck up the courage to go. I don't know if you believe the same, but I would definitely say that would be true.
You know, when I decided to start blogging, so I didn't know that I would reach so many people. I started, so when I started going to the gym, I spent a couple years and I started getting a little stronger. I'm sorry about the background music.
Don't worry about it. Right.
So when I started to feel a little stronger, I started seeing my body taking shape. And I wanted to, get this out there. And I would constantly be approached by people in the gym, asking me, what are you doing here? You're skinny, you look great. Why are you in a gym? What do you need this for? And these people were mostly women.
Yeah.
So I knew that they didn't understand why I was doing what I was doing. So I decided to make a Facebook page back in the day. And I just wanted to share my workouts, just put them out there and just see what happens, And I never looked back.
Yeah.
And I think it has reached a good amount of people, not the mass, but the niche that I was targeting was the fitness industry of Bangladesh. And I feel like I've been able to put something out there for women to look at.
100% you have. And it's not just that. What you just said then, if there's anybody watching this who's going to think, I want to train more, I want to, this, this is my goal of this video. Like for me, when I first started training, exactly the same as you, I was much skinnier than what I am, and I was scared to go, and it was that daunting feeling of, if I go, will people stare at me, will I get picked up? You feel everything. It's weird. So for you, and without sounding too sexist, it must have been even bigger and harder. So so obviously, in order to help others like you, literally basic start is find a friend, go to the gym with a friend. It's just as simple as that, isn't it? You start going to the gym. And what you said about nutrition, it really is true. Until you start really pushing your body for like weight training, you actually understand how much fuel you need. And I believe you start eating more. And that is, I think, you then look into nutrition. Before that, if you play football, if you play basketball, anything in school, you kind of don't need to really eat for it. You just need to eat some carbs.
And that's the truth. And when you're younger, like in your teenage years, you have all this energy. So you eat whatever you want, and you play sports, and that's it.
And what's amazing is how many times a week do you manage to train, even with your little boy?
Now?
100%,
at least 5 times a week.
So
even if I'm not going to the gym, I gotta train at home. I've got like a little setup in my place.
So most people think that they can't train 3-4 times a week. They definitely can't put 5 times aside. And it's just crazy, isn't it? Like your life, I know how busy you are. And it's like, for me, this is why I'm so glad just to get 15-20 minutes of you now. And like I work a full-time job. I'm hitting up some YouTube stuff, and I hit the gym 5 times a week. People just don't realize that it can be done. And I think that, once you get in the habit and that routine of training, I genuinely believe it changes your life. So
it does.
What now keeps you motivated to keep going? Just like you asked, just like you said, those women were thinking, why do you train? You look fine. You look, what keeps you motivated now?
Well, I think I have a lot riding on me, Shams. And to be honest, the most important reason why I do this is because of me. It sounds selfish. I know anyone who's listening to this might be listening to this. Someone who's a mom might think, oh, you need to put your kid first, your family first. But I'm sorry, you need to put yourself first,
I love that.
You need to do something for yourself that makes you realize who you are. Like at first, you need to know who you are in order to take care of the rest of the things in your life. So that is my number one reason why I still do this, and I'm a coach. I don't think people realize how hard it is to be a personal trainer. Like you are basically working with people like they're your family, like they're your kids, constantly monitoring, checking in, finding out what they're doing, making sure they're hitting their macros, making sure they're hitting the training goals. And to be able to dish that out, I need to make sure that I can do that myself first.
Right.
If I can do it with a kid, I'm all alone here in Dhaka. I've got my parents around, but if I can do this and still work, and I think anybody can do this, it's just a matter of setting your priorities. I know that I don't have a big social life. You will never see me out with friends partying and going out Thursday nights. I don't really have the time or the space for that, but that's my choice. I like this. I like this routine. I like how it makes me feel. I would rather spend time training than going out with friends.
Yeah.
And most of my friends, people around me, they train. So like, you know, we spend time together like that.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's socializing in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's in life, like especially in Dhaka City, because there's not much to do here. Like, I'll be honest, you can't really go out for a hike or a drive, or like there's not much to do here. So people like to spend time with friends. They like to go out to eat. That is the most common activity you can do with your friends here. You go out to restaurants and you eat.
Yeah.
And then you get drinks with your friends. And that's pretty much it. Like, you know, that's all that Dhaka has to offer, to be honest. If you want to have a good time here, you need to go out on trips, which is outside Dhaka, and that takes a lot of time. Yeah. So I think people need to realize that friends are important. Absolutely. Your friends, your family, they're equally important, but you are just as important. So if you can spend time with your friends, if you can spend time going out with friends, having a good time, I think you can also spend time on yourself a little bit, you know?
Yeah. And a lot of people do not spend any time on themselves.
No, they would rather go out with their friends, like, which is, I absolutely understand the need to do so, but I think you come first. So your health comes first. And then, like, it's not like I don't go out with friends at all. I do go out with friends, but I have a time and place for everything. You know, it's a system. You got to make it work.
That's it. So, so that obviously keeps you driven enough in order to grow within yourself. And that spreads. This is it. I believe what you just said, like, obviously nailed it much better. But yeah, it starts with you, and you will attract the people that will obviously suit you. And there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of people out there who do things in order to please others, and they don't get that life that they want, because what they're doing, they're all chasing pleasing others. So they're actually not as happy as they may look on their Instagrams, and their Facebooks,
on their social media.
That's
like,
it, exactly.
It's like working out. It also changes how you feel about yourself from the inside. You know, it's a whole process. So it's not just for to look a certain way. It's about how you feel about yourself, and that slowly navigates your sense of living.
Yeah.
And
you know what, that's amazing. And that's all I want to talk about today, because we've already been speaking 15-20 minutes, I think.
Really? Has it been?
Easily, yeah. So by the time
I keep moving around, my son's like, the carton stop, I need to watch this, I need to watch that. Yeah,
that's all right. But like, for us to do this today, one massive thing I want people to do from this, take from this, is not obviously what you've just said, which is amazing, and it really is that important. You need, without feeling selfish, to look after yourself. And do you know, just going off what you just said, there's no better feeling than doing something like physically and thinking, I was able to do that really well. Like, it sounds really, really stupid, but you've got obviously your little boy, Kaivan, and my little boy, who's around the same age. How old is Kaivan now? How old are you?
He's 2 years, 4 months, I think, 4 or 5 months.
Right. So he's literally 4 months younger than my little boy.
Yeah, they're the same age. Almost.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? And just like what you did just then, where you turned around, picked him up, put him on your knee, a lot of people physically struggle to do that. Like, do you know what? When I'm getting my little boy in the car, I genuinely think to myself, I'm really glad I have this shoulder strength. I have lots of people, I'm not even joking. I have so many people who say to me, oh, it's really hard getting my boy in the car. And it is, because you physically need like these weird muscles in areas to hold them in a really weird angle. So anyway, but all these things, people don't realize the life, it sounds selfish, but really you're benefiting so many others by being able to be there and
you're adding value to your life, Shams. That's how it should be.
So one thing I want people to do on this video is comment in the comment section below what they would love to hear and know from you more in this little series that I'm going to do, because I could ask you honestly another 10 questions easily that I would want to know from you genuinely. And the next time we do this, which will hopefully be in a couple of weeks, I am actually going to have another couple of questions for you but I want some people to comment in the comment section below with some additional questions, because I'd love to be able to take a question from someone else who wants to know something that would mean a lot to them, and I would be able to give it to them through this video, through this channel. And I am actually going to, like I mentioned, be speaking to a lot of Bengali people. And I have also got a video coming up, which I can't share with you all, about the first Bengali guy that inspired me in order to bodybuilding. So there was only one. Like, I'm not even joking. There was no one doing it. There was one guy who I found, and I watched what he did a little, and I didn't know him to talk to and anything. So I can't wait to do that with him. But you know, this is amazing, and like I just love the fact what you're doing, and I want more people to be inspired by you, because honestly, daily you inspire me massively. Like when I see what you're doing, and I think to myself, like, how is she doing this? She's in the gym. I need to go to the gym today. I genuinely see your videos.
That's how I feel when I see your videos.
So yeah, I think that's right. I need to go to the gym today. So it's amazing. So thank you so much for today. I'm literally gonna
thank you, John.
Yeah, and I hope this is all recorded fine, and I cannot wait to share this.
I hope to do this again soon. Thank you for everything that you do for the Bengali Society.
And you. All right, and see you later.
I'll see you. Bye.
Bye.